One of the new mistakes sellers make is listing their card too high and the card never sells, or they'll list it too low and they lose out on free money. In this guide, I'm actually going to show you guys how I price cards effectively to sell, so that way I'm not losing money and then I'm actually generating sales on a daily basis. What's up guys, Alex here, TCG Metagaming, and we're creating a new series for level 1 sellers or even intermediate or level 4 sellers to help you guys price your cards correctly and doing best practices in order to maximize profits on your cards, because the profits are small. So let's get over into the TCG account. So I got my TCG player pulled up here. I do have like a stack of cards that I'm going to go through. Now, one thing to keep in mind is I already conditioned my cards. It's very important that you look at your cards and make sure that either they're near mint, light play, mod play, damage. I'm sticking with just near mint cards for my TCG player as of right now. Eventually, I'll start listing light play and things of that nature. I promise you guys, you're not going to have any issues if you list your cards at near mint, as long as they're near mint. Don't list damaged cards or cards with scratches all over the foiling and expect to get near mint pricing. Customers will complain about that. All right, so the first card we're going to list is this Dawn card. It's a gold rare. So what I did already is I pulled up One Piece. Whether you're doing Pokemon, One Piece, Dragon Ball, you can actually hit this drop down right here on the product line, and you can filter for the game. So what I did is I filtered One Piece, and then I went to the set. I do alphabetize and sort by set when I'm listing my cards. I advise for you to do the same in the beginning. And later on we'll learn how to do like the chaos sort and things of that nature to hopefully help you moving forward. All right, so I found the Azurite Sea, so that's what I have there. And then over here on this right-hand side, what I did is I just changed it to display 250 cards on the page, so that way I can see everything. So I'm gonna type in Dawn. Whoop, that's not Dawn. All right, so I have it set to the time of battle, and then what I did is I searched for the Dawn card that I currently have. So you have two different versions. You have an alternate art, just a regular foil version, and then you have the gold rare. So make sure you're clicking on the right picture when listing your cards. Now, Dawn cards don't have a set number, so I just have to, compare it to the one that I have. As you can see there, it is gold. So that way I know that I'm clicking on the right one. So now what you do is you hit this add button over here, and then you have three different options. You have TCG lowest listing, TCG last sold, and TCG market price. So you can see the market price is $7.14, the last sold is actually $7.70, and then the lowest listing is $7. Now, one thing to take into consideration, when you have more than 4 copies of a card, you can normally get a premium for that. So I'm going to show you here, right here. So if you hit this little blue link, TCG Live, what you can actually do is look at current available listings on TCGplayer. So what I like to do, being that this is a 4 of, we can hit this view more data button and we can see if anybody's buying 4 or more copies. So this person bought 5 copies at $7.97. Now you're not always going to sell 4 copies, but I do want to get more of a premium because I have more than 1 copy. So what I'm going to look right here, so this guy has 3 of them at $7.64. I think this is probably a good spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list mine for $7.75. I kind of want to be on this first page, but just kind of in the middle of all this. So that way when a couple of these sell, mine will be next. And to take in consideration, when you have multiple cards listed from the same set, people are more likely to buy them regardless if they're $1 more or 50 cents more. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this 770 and I'm just going to add $5. And then I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 copies. So we're going to list these 4 copies, hit 4, boom. That's all you need to do in order to list your first card. Now, all right, so I have another card. I'm going to list this guy. I have 2 copies. So Mr. Dot 2. All right. And as you can see, I actually have a ton of the normal rarity, and then market price is 20 cents. I may change that later. All right, but I actually have the alt version, so we're going to click on this, and then market price is $16.53, lowest listing is $16.09. I'm not the one that goes to the very bottom and lists my card at $16.08. I'm fine with it sitting there for a couple days to try to maximize value on it. So like I said, we're going to hit this blue link, and then we're going to see where it's at. So I look for verified sellers. So a verified seller is at 1610. 1611, so I want to be around, I think 1625. Or actually, I'm going to list mine at 1675. I still want to be on the first page, but I kind of want to be down here a little bit. And then we're going to know if it sells later on. So 16.75. I currently have 2 copies. And that's all there is to listing your cards. You know, it's easier when you're sorting by set. You can just go and filter like we did earlier, the product line and then the set, and then it just pulls up a list of every card in that set, and then that's how you're going to list your cards correctly. All right, don't price your cards at 1508 if market is 1509. Try to get a little more value for it. You don't have to rush to sell your cards. You know, you want to maximize as much as you can, because chances are if you bought these cards from somebody else, you paid 70-75% for it. So and theoretically, you're only making like $2. So I want to maximize as much as that I'm making. So that's why I'm pricing my cards at that price. All right, so I hope that was helpful. In the next video, we're actually going to show my shipping methods and the shipping methods that you should follow when packaging orders. So I hope this guide was helpful, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care.